Welcome to Second Sunrise Stories. Relax and enjoy our captivating tales. If you love what you hear, please like, comment, and subscribe to help us bring you more incredible stories. The real daughter of their family has returned. Everyone is waiting to see me become a laughingstock. A fake daughter. I told them that since your biological daughter has returned, I'll go find my own biological parents. What a joke. My biological eldest brother will later become a business tycoon, and my second brother will be an A-list star in the entertainment industry. Reborn again. I don't want to be a stepping stone for the real daughter anymore. I recalled my memories from my previous life this morning. The real daughter, Michelle Harrison, was found in the afternoon. Memories from my previous life flooded back like a tide. After finding Michelle, I had been anxious and insecure. The parents were still nice on the surface but kept their distance. Meanwhile, my biological family inexplicably hated me, never even coming to see me once, let alone taking me home. I still lived in the villa area, trying to please every member of that household day by day. They instilled in me the idea of being grateful for 20 years of upbringing. So I gave up the idea of finding my biological parents, afraid they would think I was an ungrateful person. But all these efforts didn't make my life better. Instead, I lived in even more fear. To reassure the parents, I took Michelle to school with me, helped her make new friends, and quickly integrate into the aristocratic circle at Bright Star Private High School. Since Michelle couldn't keep up with her studies, I volunteered to tutor her, even letting her use my paintings to participate in the National Art Exhibition. I thought everything I did would be recognized by them. But in the end, I only received their contemptuous looks. How pathetic, flattering others just to stay with the family, truly lacking any proper upbringing. As expected from someone of lowly origins. I only praised her once, and she eagerly offered everything. She still has some use. Last time Mr. Lewis mentioned wanting a marriage alliance, raising her all these years has some benefit. Isn't Mr. Lewis's son that brain-damaged kid? In the end, I was married off to a brain-damaged person. Mr. Lewis had many mistresses, and his wife was cruel, forcing me to have children and take fertility drugs. Eventually, I couldn't take it anymore and jumped off a building to kill myself. The tearing pain when hitting the ground seemed carved into my soul. Remembering it still makes me tremble. This life, I won't let tragedy repeat itself. My fate must be in my own hands. Since I know what's about to happen, I definitely can't sit and wait for death. I started packing my belongings in my room. Over the years as the Harrison family's daughter, every item I received was quite valuable. Thinking about it, I inventoried all the precious jewelry. Since I'm leaving anyway, some of it is jewelry only their children would have. I shouldn't invite trouble. Time passed quickly to the afternoon. I saw the father leading a petite girl into the grand hall. Just like in my previous life, she wore unknown brand shoes, clothes that weren't expensive but weren't cheap either. Her face was fair and delicate, looking like a small white lotus flower, with smooth, tender skin that didn't seem like someone from poor family conditions. Oh wait, that's not right. In my previous life, Michelle came back saying her family conditions weren't good, her eldest brother was in college, her second brother was unemployed, and she was often bullied at home. Perhaps my stare was too direct. He coughed. Emma, this is your sister. She was switched at birth and we just found her. The poor girl didn't have it good at her old home, so you must treat her well from now on. The mother beside him couldn't contain her emotions anymore, hugging the girl with tears in her eyes. I spoke up immediately. Switched. Father, tell me the truth, if babies were switched, there must be one right and one wrong. Now that the right person has returned, does that mean I'm the wrong one? He clearly didn't expect me to think of this and was momentarily speechless. Sister, don't pressure father. I'm really envious of you, being able to live in such a big house and stay by our parents' side. Good, Michelle is starting already. Father, I just want to ask, can I leave? Your family is reunited. I should also find my biological parents. As soon as I finished speaking, I saw 3 pairs of eyes staring at me. Mr. Harrison, his wife, and Michelle. But their family conditions aren't good, they can't buy designer clothes, there's no housekeeper to take care of you. You'll have to do everything yourself. Michelle spoke first, seeming a bit panicked. That's fine, I don't mind. Being with my biological parents, no problem is a problem. Sister, you wouldn't leave me without my biological parents, would you? You're willing to leave Mom. Mom has raised you for so many years. Though not biological, Mom's love for you is genuine. Mrs. Harrison shed tears, truly like a life and death separation. Mom, I'll visit often. As long as you don't reject me then. If you leave, you'll lose everything from this family. Can you bear that? The businessman in him had to consider benefits in everything. Father, since birth, I've always been the family's pride. Whether in exams, competitions or socializing, I've been worthy of the family's investment. But I also know these things belong to Michelle. From now on, I'll return them to her. He wanted to say something, but I stopped him. I admit I received the best things at this house because I was the only daughter, but now it's different. The biological daughter has returned. I understand clearly, if Michelle and I both stay here, there will only be two outcomes. 1. Michelle gets better and better while I become worse. 2. I get better and better while Michelle can't adapt and doesn't live well. We can't coexist because everyone knows from now on I'm the adopted daughter, only the adopted daughter. The argument ended after the grandfather appeared. Ignoring everyone's looks like they were watching a fool, I took my luggage and left the house. Fortunately, my biological parents also have the surname Harper. Otherwise, I'd have to change my name. Following the address, I found an old apartment complex. I had seen this apartment complex in the entertainment section of a newspaper in my previous life. The headline was, "Star from Humble Beginnings Worked Step by Step to Success." That's right, my second brother was the one who pointed me home. 3rd floor, East apartment. I rang the doorbell, and a refined man wearing glasses opened the door for me. Must be my father. The Star's parents had been in the papers. "Hello, Uncle. I'm your daughter, Emma Harper. Very pleased to meet you. Sarah, come quickly and see who's here." The man called out stammering. A beautiful woman approached, wearing a floral skirt, hair in a bun, looking gentle and dignified. Especially between her eyebrows, she looked 80% like me, clearly my biological mother. My mother wiped tears from the corner of her eyes, wanting to speak but stopping. I stood at the door with my luggage, creating a strange standoff. "Parents, let her come in first." A deep voice sounded from behind them. They hurriedly helped me bring my luggage inside. The house was decorated in warm yellow tones. Right at the entrance was a cute cat-shaped doormat. Mom got me a pair of slippers that looked new. The living room faced floor-to-ceiling windows. Sunlight shone on the walls, dyeing the cream-colored sofa orange-yellow. The sofa cushions were embroidered with cute kittens, looking very warm. I sat on the sofa looking around the house. At this moment, a bedroom door burst open. "There's no big villa like before here. If you don't want to stay, get lost." A teenager with messy hair walked out of the room, his beautiful eyes carrying mockery, but this didn't affect his handsomeness at all. I instinctively took out my phone and snapped a photo. This will all be blackmail material years later. The teenager instinctively cursed and rushed to grab my phone. I pressed him down on the sofa, turned and smiled at my stunned parents, then nodded at my eldest brother who was carrying water. "Sorry, this is my home now. If you drive me away again, I'll cry for you to see." Ryan looked at the stunned teenager. I dusted off my clothes and sat on the small swing chair on the balcony, seriously telling everyone in the house, "I don't know what Michelle told you about me. I don't hate this family, nor do I look down on it. I'm very happy to be with my biological parents. I hope big brother and second brother can accept me." After speaking, I stuck out my tongue and added, "Even if you don't welcome me, it's fine. We share the same blood anyway." After the small greeting, I quickly settled into family life. This was a 3-bedroom apartment, parents in the master bedroom, 2 brothers in one secondary bedroom, me in another secondary bedroom, which was Michelle's former room. Since they thought I wouldn't come, the room maintained its appearance from when she lived there. After I arrived, they started packing up her belongings. Michelle didn't take any of her things when going to her new home, saying she'd come back often. What a joke. It's because she didn't want to displease her new family. That house has everything anyway. But I didn't say anything, telling my parents to pack the items and send them over. They happily agreed. At dinner time, my parents were afraid I wasn't used to it and suggested eating out, but I refused. I ate Mom's home cooking of beef stew, potatoes, fried ribs, truly happiness-bringing tears. Ryan, my second brother, mocked, "What are you pretending for? A rich young lady acting like she's never eaten before." Indeed, never eaten. In my previous life, married to that brain damaged guy, taking care of him every day, basically never got to eat. Ryan didn't understand. I didn't blame him. Previously at the Harrison house, to maintain a perfect image, I rarely ate my fill. Every meal was nutritionally balanced, meals prepared by the family's nutrition expert. I calmly finished saying this, looked up to see my parents looking at me with pained eyes, continuously putting food in my bowl. Ryan turned his head away from me. Big brother Ethan maintained his expressionless face while eating. Indeed, the future business tycoon is the hardest to win over. Oh, heavy task and long road ahead. I can't choose my birth, but I can choose my future. This year, Big Brother is a junior, finance major at University A, the teacher's favorite every year, a famous figure at school. Second brother is only 2 years older than me, repeating 12th grade this year at Greenfield High School near home. Initially, my biological parents didn't want to seem too heartless, allowing me to continue at my old private school, saying they'd pay the sky-high annual tuition. I refused. If I want to get back on track, I must prepare for hard work. Private school tuition is hundreds of thousands per year. I don't want my biological parents to feel inferior to others. I've decided to attend Greenfield High School. I already asked second brother to check with the academic office. As long as I pass the entrance exam, I can enroll smoothly. Facing my dear mother's worried face, my heart filled with warmth. Dad will also take care of you at school, right, Dad? Dad continuously nodded and Mom finally smiled. Dad works at Greenfield High School as a literature teacher and 11th grade homeroom teacher. Monday was the start of the week. After dressing neatly, I got in Dad's car to school. Second brother, struggling with 12th grade, took the chance to catch up on sleep in the car. Since getting in the car, I noticed Dad kept glancing at me through the rearview mirror. Dad, is something wrong with my clothes today? Greenfield High School doesn't require uniforms, white t-shirt with blue jeans, canvas shoes, no makeup needed. A collagen-filled face is the best cosmetic. This face combines almost all the best features of my parents, radiant but without any cunning, instead very likable when smiling. Emma, I heard your adoptive parents want you to attend your old school. Conditions there are the city's best. Michelle also said being there. I sat up straight, looking at Dad through the rearview mirror, seriously saying, Dad, at Bright Star you can indeed receive the most comprehensive and best education, but we can't deny Greenfield's education quality. I believe no matter where, I can study well. I'm a Harper daughter. I don't want subsidies to maintain false dignity. Studying anywhere is the same. Being with parents is the best. I secretly glanced at second brother whose eyelids were slightly trembling. I'm sure Michelle badmouthed me again. To avoid suspicion, when we arrived at school I had second brother take me to the academic office to find the teacher in charge of transfer procedures. Though Ryan wasn't very happy, he still obediently led the way. Before reaching the academic office, I heard a teacher talking to another teacher. Young, today's transfer student will be placed in your class. Principal, you know my class size already exceeds regulations. Moreover, my class is an advanced class, can she keep up with the learning pace? Looking at the photo, she's quite a pretty girl. Assign her to the art class. I see class 5 still has many empty spots. Why are you judging people by appearance? Can the phrase, judging by appearance, be used like that? I politely knocked on the door. Walking in while introducing myself, Teacher, I'm Emma Harper, here to take the transfer exam today. The two teachers probably didn't expect the person they were discussing to overhear them. The atmosphere was a bit awkward. I had to politely ask when the exam would start to break the deadlock. Mr. Wilson from the academic office took out the prepared test papers. Ms. Young took the opportunity to say she needed to go grade homework and left. The test was probably specially compiled, 3 exams including literature, math, English, and comprehensive science. Each part took up a quarter, not much content but very well designed questions, all typical problems from textbooks. After an hour and a half, Mr. Wilson called Ms. Young to grade the papers. No scores were marked, but on the 3 test papers I only saw 1 cross mark. Young's eyes grew increasingly fervent looking at me. Principal, give me this student. I suddenly remembered my class has 1 empty seat, just right for Emma. Mr. Wilson was speechless. I smiled. Ms. Young is really cute. Public schools really have more genuine feelings than private schools. At Bright Star before, only high-status families had groups of flatterers around them. It was hard to see sincere smiles. But at Greenfield, classmates were all very approachable, without much comparison. The only comparison was in studies. This is what students should do. After school at the gate, I saw a figure squatting by the door. No wonder he attracted attention. After all, he's my second brother, future superstar. He stood up when he saw me. Dad was grading papers and told us to go home first. I nodded to show I understood and saw he seemed to want to say something. Can you take me to visit Michelle? I don't know the way. The package for her should have arrived. I understood, but still felt uncomfortable inside. On the taxi ride to the Harrison house, neither of us spoke a word. Ryan probably sensed my displeasure, hesitantly not daring to speak, afraid I'd change my mind about taking him. The Harrison villa is in the suburbs of City A. The greenery here is excellent, air quality seems better than downtown. Ryan got out of the car, seeming shocked and a bit flustered. With some confusion on the teenager's face, I tactfully pretended not to notice. Fortunately, the security guard recognized me and opened the gate without questions. Inside, I happened to see the neighborhood garbage truck hauling trash out, fully loaded with colorful garbage bags visible from afar. I noticed Ryan stared at the garbage truck for dozens of seconds. The anticipation of seeing Michelle on his face seemed to diminish somewhat. Arriving at the Harrison villa, I patted his shoulder before he came back to his senses. I told him to knock and enter. He forced a smile and texted Michelle. After an hour, as it was getting dark, Michelle finally leisurely walked out from the villa. Second brother, sorry for keeping you waiting. Mom just told me to practice piano. Michelle stuck out her tongue and smiled charmingly. Seeing me there too, her smile slightly froze. Sister Emma is here too. I nodded in response, not wanting to say much. I just noticed Ryan's expression looked a bit strange. Did you receive everything? Mom personally packed it for you. There's your favorite teddy bear and the dress Big Brother bought you. Before he could finish, he was cut off. I received it. I had the housekeeper put it in my room. I love the teddy bear second brother gave me most, can't sleep at night without it. After Michelle said this, she suddenly looked toward the villa. Before Ryan could ask anything, she said she had to go back to practice piano and ran back to the villa. On the way home, Ryan kept his head down in silence. Only at night did I learn what happened. Going to the bathroom before bed was my habit. When returning to my room, I suddenly heard arguing from next door. Ryan and Ethan seemed to be arguing about something. I saw with my own eyes the bag Mom packed on the garbage truck, but Michelle said she had carefully stored it. Now that she's become a rich young lady, is she starting to look down on us? I really didn't mean to eavesdrop, but Ryan's voice was too loud, truly the future powerful singer. Ethan kept comforting him, and after a while there was no more sound. I had wondered when we went to the Harrison house, why did Ryan keep staring at the garbage truck? I roughly guessed Michelle's thinking, afraid being too close to her foster parents would make the Harrisons hate her, just like how I was manipulated by the Harrisons in my previous life. After all, she's just a young girl now. The next morning at the breakfast table, I was eating Mom's loving breakfast. Ryan came out of his room with a sour face. Seeing me finish a bowl of millet porridge, not knowing what he was thinking. The young lady experiencing common people's life. So fake, eating as if shot with gunpowder so early. I glared at him, ignoring him. In a sense, human life is like a conquest game. On the road fighting small monsters, fighting bosses, what you want can only be obtained after passing certain levels. My second day at Greenfield, I encountered my first small monster. The senior girl in front of me said she was the president of Ryan's fan club. Yesterday someone saw Ryan and I together very intimately, coming to ask what our relationship was. Remembering Ryan's warning to hide our relationship, I smiled and told the senior to ask Ryan herself. Of course they wouldn't. Ryan was a very rebellious teenager. At school, though his grades weren't good, he never skipped classes or ditched. He also never paid attention to female admirers' affection, even being somewhat fierce. But I really didn't expect rumors to spread increasingly wide. The school started rumors that Ryan and I were dating. In the evening, I told Mom about this as a joke. Mom laughed, holding her stomach, even telling me when Ryan was young, people mistook him for a girl, and a boy even confessed to him. I smiled, looking at Ryan's face gradually turning black. I always thought public schools would have less bullying. When my homework went missing for the third time in Ms. Young called my name as an example to stand at the back of the class, I completely gave up this thought. Vain, early romance, lying, deceiving teachers, these labels were stuck on me. Dad knew about this and after class told me to come to his office to understand the situation. He saw with his own eyes that I finished homework every night, but it disappeared the next day. He knew his daughter wasn't like that. I told him not to worry. After leaving the office, rumors added another item, seducing teachers. Saying I was arrogant because of my relationship with teachers, not doing homework, and seducing senior Ryan. Saying I transferred here because I couldn't survive at my old school. Rumors spread by word of mouth, even details of how I seduced were described clearly. I knew who spread them, our class's academic monitor, a petite girl wearing glasses, looking like the model student type teachers love most. I saw with my own eyes when she submitted homework, she pulled out my workbook and put it in her drawer. But she wasn't very smart, she didn't destroy the workbook. Once again going to Dad's office to communicate, I decided not to endure anymore. Have you heard the harshest words in the world? Before entering the classroom, I heard people inside using the most innocent faces to say the dirtiest words, vaguely hearing words like despicable, dirty, disgusting. I turned to Ms. Young's office to invite her back to class with me. Clearly saw Ms. Young pause at the door, then frowned. I walked into the classroom, straight to the academic monitor's seat. When she panicked trying to stop me, I pushed her away and took out 3 workbooks from the bottom of her desk drawer. Each had my name written neatly. The whole class fell silent, everyone quiet except the academic monitor. That petite girl seemed scared, quickly looking at Ms. Young but not knowing what to say, tears just falling. Eyes it only children who cry get candy. What right do you have to cry? The one misunderstood for not doing homework is me, the one misunderstood for lying is me, the one called despicable is me. If I couldn't bear these rumors and chose suicide, all of you would be accomplices. I raised my head looking around the classroom, my gaze stopping on each student who had badmouthed me. You said I seduced teachers, did you ask about our relationship? That's my father, my biological father. You said I seduced senior students, my biological brother, do I need to seduce him? Want to know why I transferred? Ask me. What's the point of listening to nonsense rumors to smear me? I always thought students should focus on studying. I didn't fuss over these words thinking you were joking. But I see you're using mouths meant for reading to say the dirtiest words, doing the most inappropriate things in this noble school. I heard female students sobbing, some quietly saying sorry. I looked out the window and discovered Dad had been standing there giving me a thumbs up. There are many unsatisfactory things in life, like my many regrets from my previous life. Fortunately, this life my family is by my side. This incident caused a huge commotion. The school administration investigated, and the academic monitor confessed the cause. Turns out people at school often saw Ryan and me together, but Ryan usually walked alone. When Michelle was still at this school, only Michelle could get close to Ryan. Now someone else appeared beside Ryan. Those who liked Ryan began speculating about our relationship. When I asked why they didn't ask me directly, the monitor suddenly stammered. I asked Michelle if you were Ryan's relative. Michelle said no, and said you had a bad temperament. I suddenly understood the cause. I thought this would quickly pass, but unexpectedly this video was recorded and posted online, creating quite a wave. Beautiful high school girl's shocking speech against school bullying. I looked at the title with mixed feelings. Comments below were from netizens, initially serious comments, then going off topic after a while. Well said. Every victim of school bullying should have the courage to resist. Honestly, the young lady is really beautiful. Does the young lady have a boyfriend? How about me? I'm willing to wait for you to grow up. When I got home, I saw Mom sitting on the sofa with red eyes. Seeing me, tears immediately flowed. Turns out she had seen this video online, both heartbroken and proud. Ethan also rushed back from school because of this, sitting beside comforting Mom. I suddenly thought of something. Today the classmate who led the class in isolating me said something. I paused and continued to Ethan sitting on the sofa. They asked Michelle about my relationship with second brother. Michelle denied it and said I had a bad temperament. Why would Michelle say that? I need to call and ask her now. Mom beside us anxiously grabbed her phone to call. Ethan's gaze immediately stopped on me, his eyes slightly cold as if questioning me. This was the first time I clearly felt his displeasure toward me. Don't make baseless claims without evidence. Michelle's health isn't good, She's always been very well behaved. When mentioning Michelle, his eyes became gentle. Your Michelle is so good, why doesn't she visit you? Does she call you? Seeing Ethan purse his lips, I sneered internally. Who's so busy they don't have time for one phone call? Thinking about that bit of past sibling affection, does she care? This sentence seemed to hit Ethan's weak point. Are you educated? Did adults teach you to badmouth others behind their backs? Looking at Ethan's somewhat fierce face, he was getting angry at his biological sister for someone with no blood relation. Without warning, my eyes became wet. When your precious sister made things up about me in front of you and second brother, did you remind her about education? When your sister badmouthed me to classmates, did you think about her education? You think she's a young lady who should live in luxury, but grew up in an ordinary family due to an accident. You feel guilty toward her, so you treat her well. What about me? At the Harrison house, since I could walk, I had to learn dance. Every day besides regular classes, there were only extra lessons. Piano, flower arrangement, calligraphy, dance, even had to learn cooking. I never had a full night's sleep, never felt any family warmth. You think this is what I wanted? Emotions suppressed these days exploded at this moment. I almost shouted. Don't talk about Ethan. You don't want to acknowledge me as your sister. I don't even want a blind brother like you. Compared to Ryan's obvious dislike, people like you who hide it are even more hateful. Not looking at Ethan's expression, I went straight to my room and locked the door. Tears kept flowing, it hurt so much because of the attachment in my heart. If it's for my family, even if I had to kill or commit arson, I wouldn't hesitate. After that day's anger, I could clearly feel the change in our family atmosphere. Ethan didn't come home for half a month. I received a gift from Dad, a tablet. Perfect for practicing drawing comics. Ryan has also been quite strange lately, not arguing with me anymore. Every day he looks worried, secretly doing something in his room, very mysterious. One evening, he didn't close his door properly. Curious, I pushed it open to look. He was lying on the bed intently watching a popular talent show. So absorbed that he didn't notice me standing behind him. Guy number 23 is so handsome, not as handsome as me. Puffed. Hearing his instinctive response, I couldn't help laughing. You could participate too, with your looks, there's absolutely no problem. You're much more handsome than them. Ryan's eyes lit up looking at me. Really? Suddenly thinking of something, he lowered his head. Forget it, Mom and Dad won't agree. I'm in 12th grade now. If I don't pass the college entrance exam this year, they'll kill me. Looking at his dejected puppy-like appearance, I couldn't help patting his head. I believe you'll become a superstar. Superstar? If I don't become a superstar, I'll livestream myself eating cess. Ryan glared and pushed me out of his room. I could feel his inner self had changed somewhat. Since I study outside, I rest at home every weekend. Ryan, being in 12th grade, only gets one day off every half month, but strangely, today is Saturday and Ryan is home. He excitedly told me someone approached him wanting to train him to become a big star, and it's the country's top entertainment company, Star Entertainment. Most A-list stars in the country are from Star Entertainment. I didn't expect Lily Walker to act so quickly. Since the villa incident and school bullying incident, my relationship with Ryan progressed tremendously. We're not that different in age, he's just a stubborn child. Michelle's position in his heart began to waver. After the last video incident, someone approached me named Lily Walker. She said, looking at my face, she knew I was born to be a leading lady, suitable for the entertainment industry. I threw Ryan's photo in front of her, not surprised to see her eyes light up. We finally reached an agreement. She insisted on promoting Ryan. I was reassured because in my previous life I saw in the news that Lily would become a top manager, and Ryan was her ace card. Ryan somehow convinced our parents. The two who were originally doubtful let him go to the company for trainee assessment. Before there were 2 people going to school, now only me. Life never lacks drama and trouble, especially my life. I understand this better than anyone. Soon it had been almost 2 months at Greenfield, midterm exams approaching. The study atmosphere in Class 1 wasn't inferior to 12th grade. Greenfield truly was where dragons and snakes rise up. Last month's exam, if my English hadn't gotten full marks, I definitely couldn't have kept first place. Looking at the 2-point difference with second place, I felt pressure from deep inside. But next time I'll definitely widen the score gap. Brightstar advocated elite education, besides studying. Other aspects also had to be top-notch. So previously every day I not only studied textbook knowledge, but also spent lots of energy learning other things. Now I only need to focus all my energy on studying. I believe I'll soon widen the gap. Coming home in the evening, I happened to see Ethan at home. Seeing me, he awkwardly touched his nose. Planning to approach, I coldly turned back to my room. Since that time, we hadn't spoken to each other. That evening Mom came to my room, and I learned Ethan's purpose for coming home. Michelle wanted to transfer to Greenfield High School, saying she couldn't bear to leave her foster parents. Her biological parents saw her not eating or sleeping well every day, so they discussed letting Michelle attend high school at Greenfield. Ethan hoped Michelle and I could get along. After all, we're both his sisters. Only I, who had lived at the Harrison house, knew Michelle must have been ostracized at Bright Star, so she had no choice but to transfer back. Mom looked at me worriedly. Mom, as long as she doesn't make trouble for me, I won't bully her. But the prerequisite is she doesn't make trouble for me. Michelle's appearance at school caused a big wave, luxury cars picking her up and dropping her off. Clearly a rich young lady. But it didn't affect our class much. I heard when Mr. Harrison brought her for enrollment procedures, he requested to join Class 1, but Ms. Young refused. The teacher frankly pointed out Michelle's learning progress couldn't keep up with the advanced class. In the end, Michelle reluctantly joined a regular class. Though we were at the same school but different classes, we rarely met. Occasionally when I went to the office to ask teachers questions, I'd see her submitting homework. Each time she'd glare at me. I really didn't understand. First semester of 11th grade quickly ended. After exams, I came home to find Michelle there too. She came to celebrate Ryan's birthday. Ryan truly was born for this profession. Other trainees take years, even decades, remaining just trainees. He went for half a year and was already noticed by a famous TV drama director, chosen for the second male lead role. His acting career gradually got on track. Mom made a sumptuous meal. Ethan also rushed back from school. Michelle happily leaned against Mom, speaking softly, occasionally raising her eyebrows to declare sovereignty. Our parents, afraid I'd be jealous, kept asking if I wanted fruit, telling me to rest first and come out when second brother arrived. Michelle's face turned green with anger. When Ryan got home, it was almost 7 p.m. What I didn't expect was Lily Walker came too. Opening the door, she smiled and greeted everyone, saying she came to freeload a meal. Ryan entered first, wearing a camel coat with a scarf, also wearing a mask. Couldn't recognize him at first. As soon as he entered, a small figure rushed into his arms. I was closest and luckily saw his body stiffen a bit. Second brother, I missed you so much. Ryan gently patted her head without speaking, greeting everyone in turn. When I went to the kitchen to get the birthday cake, they were already seated at the dining table. Our parents always worried about Ryan. As soon as they sat down, they eagerly pulled Lily to chat. Hearing Lily praise their son's diligence and talent, they smiled so wide they couldn't see anything else. Ryan also began feeling embarrassed. Thanks to Michelle introducing me to Lily. Otherwise I wouldn't have today's achievements. Hearing Ryan say this, I looked confused. Michelle's face was full of emotion, while Lily looked puzzled. It's all due to second brother's hard work. Michelle only helped a little. Oh wait, Ryan. Wasn't it your sister who introduced me to find you? Isn't your sister Emma? In everyone's silence, I suddenly understood something. Ryan thought Michelle used the Harrison family's connections to help him. Lily only said it was his sister who introduced her. He naturally assumed Michelle had done everything for him. My heart only felt cold. Some things once lost are lost. That birthday, I don't care what happened afterward. I only know Ryan later pulled Michelle aside to talk. When Michelle returned to the Harrison house, her eyes were red. Afterward, Michelle transferred back to Bright Star, supposedly at her own request. Just after this incident, I suddenly realized maybe it would be very difficult for me to have a good relationship with my two brothers. After all, as long as I'm their sister for a day, they'll still respect our parents and not touch me. If the mountain won't come to me, I won't go to the mountain either. I've given up, but the world is amazing. The less you want to pay attention to something, the more stubbornly it appears before you. Before eating at the cafeteria, returning to class, I saw an exquisite gift box on my desk. My blood seemed to surge. Here we go again, this is the 4th time this month. I can't open it. Holding the gift box, I went to Dad's office and indeed saw a figure who hadn't left yet. Ryan rushed over like a hunting dog when he saw me. I bought this gift for you. Do you like it? Hearing this, I just wanted to bite him to death. I don't understand, I'm not clear. How did Ryan, who gives me college entrance exam prep books every week, become a top TV star? Each problem-solving book has nearly 500 pages, 100 pages of problems, 400 pages of various posters of him. Since giving up on getting the 2 future big shots at home to accept me, I discovered they became even closer to me. Ethan started his business, occasionally coming home for dinner, would actively buy me small gifts, sometimes suddenly putting food in my bowl during meals, smiling at me, making people feel uneasy. College entrance exams ended. I scored 735 points and was admitted to University A's computer science department. At the farewell party for teachers, I heard Michelle took the arts exam and got into City A's top-performing arts academy, but all this had nothing to do with me. I stood at the entrance of University A, having a slight headache, looking at Ryan wearing a baseball cap and mask, sneaking around looking everywhere. I already said I'd go register myself, but Ryan insisted on seeing me off. Afraid of being discovered by reporters, he acted like a thief the whole way. You acting like this is even more suspicious. I refused the crowd wanting to guide me. Looking at the small map, I went to the dormitory. 2 girls who arrived early had already started organizing their things. Ryan took off his mask and hat, began helping me organize bedding, running up and down busily. It's September now, hot weather, no air conditioning in the dormitory. After a while, his hair was soaked with sweat. Those 2 girls, one named Cindy Chen, one named Hannah Bailey, had finished organizing their own things and looked at Ryan's face with some surprise. I quickly helped Ryan finish putting things away, put his hat on and mask, then saw him off at the school gate. He reluctantly said goodbye to me, also saying if anything happened I could find Ethan. 2 key activities for freshmen. Besides military training, it's the welcome party for new students. I heard this welcome party is organized jointly with the Film Academy next door. Not only are our school's freshmen looking forward to it, but upperclassmen are also secretly preparing. If lucky enough to find a boyfriend-girlfriend from the Film Academy's handsome guys and beauties, even better. Hannah Bailey in our dorm specially prepared a solo dance for this party. She's learned classical dance since childhood with a slender waist. Wearing dance costume with flowing sleeves, she's like an ancient fairy time traveling here. This time she'll definitely amaze everyone. The night of the welcome party, when I saw Michelle in dance costume walking toward me under everyone's admiration, I had a premonition something would happen tonight. Michelle, is this the fake daughter who occupied your identity for over 10 years? A girl beside her, trying to please Michelle, spoke very loudly, attracting many people's attention. Michelle pursed her lips, smiling slightly, seeming to enjoy this feeling. I can see her eyes are bigger, must have had surgery. I don't think she's anything special. Why doesn't she have any program for this party? Was she eliminated by the director? This made Michelle and the others laugh. Who are you? Coming here talking nonsense, afraid others don't know you have a mouth. Hannah Bailey's mouth was like God, unstoppable. I stopped her. Hannah, if a dog bites you, will you bite back? Hannah stuck out her tongue, not looking at Michelle and the others' suddenly darkened faces, turned and went backstage to prepare for the stage. Surprises always come earlier than planned. While waiting to go on stage, Hannah got into an argument with those girls from earlier and was pushed to the ground. Her ankles swelled up like a bun, she couldn't go on stage anymore. Only 2 more programs before her turn. I was about to find the director to cancel the program when she grabbed my hand. They said our school's program has no technical content, just filling numbers. Said that's why our school collaborated with the Film Academy for the welcome party. After saying this, her tears flowed, eyes full of unwillingness. Okay, I'll help you. Classical dance is almost a memory carved deep in my bones. I changed into Hannah's clothes, tied my hair in a high ponytail, and began warming up in the waiting room. Looking at you, one can tell you've definitely danced before. Hannah stood beside me with a proud expression. Not necessarily that skilled. The Film Academy people, unconvinced, said. I held Hannah back from retorting, looking toward Michelle, who was watching the show in the crowd. Are you jealous of me? Deliberately making trouble for me, tirelessly finding me petty troubles. You look like a clown. Michelle was left speechless by my retort, then suddenly cried the next second. If it wasn't for you, big brother and second brother wouldn't distance themselves from me. You occupied my life for 16 years. How can you live so carefree now? Wondering why she was so agitated, I discovered Ethan was standing at the waiting room door. I opened my mouth wanting to explain something. Just then, the program on stage announced it was my turn. Forget it, he wouldn't believe me anyway. When passing by him, I heard a small, "Good luck." Tree branches soared, light as a flying dragon. The sword dance on stage made thousands in the audience hold their breath. According to Hannah's description, I was like an ancient swordsman making even time amazed. In short, famous overnight. Several girls from the film academy, especially Michelle, left with extremely ugly expressions. But this day also brought me lots of trouble. The dance video was posted on the school network. In less than half a day, my enrollment information was dug up. Someone even specially posted an article voting for this year's freshman campus belle. My name, Emma Harper, obviously ranked in the top 3. The posted photo was a screenshot from the dance video. Every day receiving countless friend requests, unbearably tired. Cindy said this is called a sweet burden. Going home for the weekend, Mom told me Ethan started a business. He and classmates invested in an online game but results weren't good. Now smartphones are popular, preparing to convert PC games to mobile. In my memory the year I died, there indeed was a game called Glory that was quite famous. Must say Ethan's investment ability is truly rare, his success wasn't accidental. I heard Ethan came to school to find some programming experts from the computer science department to write game code. I was quite interested in this. For a computer science student, learning from industry leaders is an extremely rare opportunity. Their company was also recruiting. Asking seniors in the department, I learned their company's recruitment was before school started, targeting 3rd and 4th year students. By the time we freshmen arrived, it had ended. Though I missed it, I still got the recruitment email from back then and decided to try sending my resume. Unexpectedly, I sent my resume Monday and received an interview notice by Thursday. Ethan's company is called Ocean Tech. The company scale is still very small, with an office in the Student Entrepreneurship Center near school. The person interviewing me was Senior Jason Grant from my department. I'm not giving you backdoor access. You study properly, I've seen your class assignments. Many teachers in the department praise your talent. My confused expression made the senior laugh. Senior Jason introduced the company's basic situation and explained my main job would be testing game functions, then proposing modifications. I agreed thousands of times. Didn't see Ethan. Senior Jason said the boss went to find investment. The investor Ethan found was actually Harrison Corporation, and it was Mr. Harrison himself coming to inspect. That day the receptionist had family matters and took leave. Senior Jason asked me to act as receptionist, actually just responsible for pouring tea and water when investors arrived. Seeing me, Mr. Harrison was also somewhat surprised. I'm a dad. Seeing the senior's doubtful look, I explained, Senior, this is my adoptive father. Senior Jason wanted to say something but swallowed it. Ethan is your brother at home, my eldest brother. Mr. Harrison nodded after hearing. I made an excuse and went outside. After seeing Mr. Harrison off, Jason kept circling around me. I was wondering, how can a girl be both cute and smart like this? Turns out you're the boss's sister. Tell me, with this relationship, why did you still need an interview? Just tell the boss directly, can't you come whenever you want? I watered the plants pretending not to hear. What do you mean come whenever you want? I looked up to see Ethan standing at the company door, with Michelle smiling brightly beside him. Why are you here? Michelle's face immediately fell when she saw me. Don't worry, I came through a proper interview. Michelle seemed to think of something. Did you meet Dad? Just left. Seeing her somewhat panicked expression, I added, don't worry. I didn't mention you making your people give me trouble at the welcome party. I smiled fakely. Perhaps afraid we'd conflict. Senior Jason laughed and said he needed me to help look at code, pulling me into the office. When I came out, Michelle had already left. The promised investment would be provided immediately once the game was preliminarily completed. The technical side had to speed up work. The technical department only had 6 people. Every day writing code, testing, too busy to stop. Finally completed before the investor's required date. Just need to pass inspection, get the investment, then continue perfecting. The next day, we waited all day but didn't wait for the corporation's technical department. Instead, we got news that they wouldn't invest. The company released news saying they'd create an unprecedented game. I looked at the poster on the official website, 80% similar to the image Emma drew for us. Jason said this news with a heavy expression. For us who had worked hard all this time, it was truly devastating. They can't perfectly copy all our code unless someone leaked. How is that possible? These days we've been working in the office, basically no time to contact others. No wait, someone went out. Every day the only person leaving the office was me, because I was still a freshman. Every day I had to attend classes, coming here to help when I didn't have classes. My heart jumped, and indeed I saw several gazes looking at me. It's not Emma. Ethan stood in front of me. Emma wouldn't do this. Why not? Jason heard the investor is her adoptive father. That corporation is so wealthy, she could also please her adoptive father and sell us out. Right, why not go to the good company but come to our small company? Bang. A chair was kicked away, the loud noise made everyone quiet. You all know nothing. Emma gave up her identity as a young lady to return to our home. If she wanted to please them, she could have completely chosen not to return and continue being a young lady at that house. What gives you the right to suspect her? This was the first time Ethan got angry defending me. I was stunned, taking my phone in my pocket and opening the album, screen facing Senior Jason. I accidentally captured this. Initially I wanted to save face for you, but why don't you treasure it, even throwing dirty water on me without hesitation. The video showed Jason and Michelle. I turned on the speaker. You could clearly hear Michelle asking Jason to copy the game code to USB and frame me. Jason was only slightly flustered then immediately calmed down. No choice, she gave too much money. He grinned looking at the angry people in the office. Well, we're just partners. Verbal agreement without contract, code isn't copyrighted, all for making money. Get out, don't let me see you again. Letting him off just like that. I wondered why everyone was so lenient, then learned that code had problems. Using it as a demo was fine, but for further upgrades, server requirements were very strict, one slip would crash. Originally to prevent Harrison from having other intentions, didn't expect to actually use it. Everyone, don't worry. I'll contact other investors, definitely won't waste everyone's efforts. Later, Ethan found Harrison Corporation's competitor and demonstrated the perfect game program. Getting investment, Ocean Tech released the game before Harrison. Successfully capturing the market, Ocean Tech quickly entered public view. I heard later Michelle came to the company, but was driven away by Ethan. When Mom learned about this, she also scolded her as an unfilial child. I couldn't care about these things anymore. Freshman courses were many. Besides completing homework, all my remaining time was at Ocean Tech learning. Now the company scale had expanded, moved to an office building in the city's busiest district. Departments perfected, staff complete, could learn more things. Returning to school today, just reaching the department building, I felt something wrong with the atmosphere. Emma, don't come to school today. Go home. I'll ask for leave from teachers for you. Quickly check the school website's posts, someone is slandering you. Before entering, I received Cindy's call. Remembering female students pointing at me when entering school, I decided to immediately leave the school gate and call a taxi home. While walking, I logged into the school website and found it had completely exploded. Someone secretly photographed Ryan coming to school to drop me off. In the photos, Ryan looked unhappy. Fans speculated I must have used unspeakable means to force him. Now the dormitory area and teaching buildings were surrounded by many Ryan fans, so I definitely wouldn't be welcomed. Thinking about it, I forwarded that post to Ethan. The next second I received Ethan's reply saying it was handled. I was about to call and ask how he handled it when Hannah's call came. Emma. Ryan is going public. He said you're his biological sister. So the person who took you to the dorm on opening day really was Ryan. Getting my affirmative answer, Hannah fell into a frenzy. Very reluctantly hanging up, I opened Weibo. Hot search number 1 was Ryan's sister. Clicking in was Ryan's Weibo, a cartoon drawing of a family of 5. The caption had a surprise twist, turning the post into a bunch of daily sibling stories, strongly shifting comment direction. They're biological siblings, why speculate randomly? Me and my brother are like this too, often forcing him to do things he doesn't want. Big Brother found out and had the company's technical department investigate the post IP. Turns out it was from our department's computer lab. There was a suspect. Only one person could do this, Senior Jason. The technical department hacked into his computer, investigating his chat logs with Michelle. She promised him that as long as he made me look bad, he could join their corporation. Ethan originally planned not to pursue Jason's responsibility for leaking company secrets, but unexpectedly he didn't know to repent. Ocean Tech officially sued him. Jason was inherently selfish. Receiving the summons, he confessed everything. He said it was all the family's instructions. The father gave him money. Michelle promised to get him into the company. After Ocean released Glory, their previous publicity inevitably lost face, also equivalent to indirectly giving Ocean free advertising. The CEO's position was no longer secure. Other major shareholders had long eyed his position. I heard to consolidate his position, he intended a marriage alliance with an investment company's CEO. Exactly Mr. Lewis's brain, damaged son. I heard later Michelle sought out our parents, begging them to help her considering they'd been family for over 10 years. When our parents asked how to help, she stammered, "Let Emma go back and marry in my place." Our parents angrily drove Michelle away, telling her not to come again. Thinking back since Rebirth, initially I just wanted to live well, live differently from my previous life. Unexpectedly Michelle continuously confronted me. Today's outcome was all self-inflicted. Michelle eventually had to marry, living a painful life like my previous one. I knew the hatred between us had completely ended. Tomorrow's life will be better, I firmly believe that.